Hello, Leslie Wilcox again. Welcome to the 6th video in the series, the last in fact. What is interesting about this video is that we're suggesting room for improvement even for strategic leaders who are using RPA. What we observed in our research was that although they did the 6 things I've mentioned earlier well, they did not do metrics well, and yet metrics are absolutely critical to having high aspiration, but also a way of achieving that aspiration. Organizations typically fall back on quite traditional methods of measuring technology investment. They have their weaknesses, which are extremely well catalogued elsewhere. I mean, first of all, one of the major ways of doing this is looking at traditional return on investment, looking at hard costs and hard benefits. The problem there is that very often costs are grossly understated. We have seen examples with normal technology, not just RPA, but information technology, where ongoing and operational maintenance costs have been understated by 300 to 400%. This has the advantage, a political advantage, meaning that you don't have to look for too many benefits to match the understated costs. But that's actually a bad game to get into. Unfortunately, traditional modes of assessing investment tend to both understate costs and benefits. One way out of that is to go for a total cost of ownership model. But the weakness of that is that although you get excessive costs, you might flush out full costs, you still can't match that to the soft benefits that you're going to get. So very often it becomes an inhibitor for strategic action. Now, we're trying to get our way out of that bind by a new framework which we recommend as the 7th attribute of strategic leaders. We call total value of ownership, developed by Knowledge Capital Partners. And what we're trying to get to here is not just the hard benefits that you can get from automation that we have seen many times among strategic leaders in terms of the triple win, not just return on investment, but regulatory compliance, improved customer experience, improved employee experiences, better jobs, these sorts of things. But what more can you get from RPA? If you look at this diagram, we sort of summarize everything that goes into the total value of ownership framework. I'll start on the left-hand side of looking at costs initially, because you'll see that we try to flush out total costs in a way that many TCO models fail to do in practice. So you can see that we divide the world here into the total activities you have to undertake. There's a very long list of activities across the life cycle that you have to cost out. And then also the sort of resources you have to bring to bear in each of those activities in order to arrive at total costs. Having arrived at total costs, you probably think, well, there's no way we're going to get enough benefit out of this investment given that level of cost. But actually, that's not the case with RPA and automation. And to indicate what the total benefits might be that match against those costs, we've divided the world into 3 E's. And you'll be familiar with some of these. There's first of all the efficiency savings. And we know that efficiency savings can be very, very big amongst the strategic leaders utilizing RPA. We also know that the effectiveness gains can be large as well in terms of business improvement, greater employee value, improved analytics, more organizational agility, more organizational responsiveness. But the real big payoff is going to be over the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 2 to 5 years, is in the area of enablement. Because as RPA moves from being a tool to a robust, flexible platform, it enables so much more. If you haven't got that platform in place, which you can build on putting more cognitive automation technologies and digital technologies into it. If you don't do that, then you decrease your ability to innovate, and you don't have so many opportunities open up to you that you can take advantage of. And so we think that the assessment of enablement, in particular on the benefit side, needs to be greatly enhanced through using a total value of ownership framework if you are actually going to become truly strategic in your use of robotic process automation. Well, thank you for listening to our 6 videos. I hope you found them helpful. Of course, they can only be illustrative. If you really want the details that back up what we were talking about in these videos, by all means go to the website and buy online our book, Becoming Strategic with Robotic Process Automation. Thank you very much for your attention.